welcome back to my channel. It's Elle here. So today's video is a tutorial on the look that I'm wearing right now. I wanted to do something that's a bit more wearable with colour. Whenever I work with colour I tend to do something like really bold and really like crazy and colourful and use loads of different colours and stuff like that, which isn't very wearable. So I kind of wanted to do a tutorial showing people that might want to start using colour in their eyeshadow looks but are a bit scared of what colours to use and stuff like that, how to make it a bit more wearable so that they feel a bit more comfortable rather than it being like crazy kind of colours. So yeah, this is the look I came up with. I went nice and purple and smoky, but yeah, I hope you enjoy this tutorial. I'm not going to babble on too much, I will get straight on with the video, but if you do have any suggestions of videos you want to see on my channel, please leave them in the comment section down below. Also make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. But other than that, I hope you have a lovely day and enjoy the video. So I am just going to be brushing my brow hairs up first. I'm not filling my brows in yet, I'm going to do them later on. For the base, I'm obviously going to be going in with my Plouise base. This is in the shade Rumour. I'm also going to be using what I use every single time to apply this base is the Peaches and Cream PC52 brush. And we're just going to take that right underneath the brow and carve the brows out first. So I'm just dragging that down now, because obviously we're going to be using this as a base as well. And then what I like to do is just take a fluffy brush, this is just one from Spectrum, and just sort of pat over that, especially at the edges, it just helps diffuse it. And I'm just going to take a little bit extra out in this area because we're going to be like smoking it out. So, and I like to do this section with like a fluffier brush instead, and also just blend out this edge as well. So we're obviously going to be using the Bperfect Stacey Carnival Extra Large Pro Palette. Excuse mine because it's dirty, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to go in with this shade right here first. This is called Fade, and I'm just going to take this on a Makeup Geek Define crease brush. It just looks like that, they don't have numbers. And we're just going to go into the crease. And just blend that back and forth. And then at the outer corner we're going to wing it out. So I just sort of flick it slightly to create that winged out effect. Don't worry about it being like really neat and sharp because we will be cleaning that up later anyway. Just sort of creating the shape that we want. I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Makeup, and it's a bit more of like a mauve colour. I could not say that then. I'm just going to take that on the same brush, tap off any excess obviously, and I'm going to concentrate this more on the outer corner and winging it out rather than too much into the crease. And then occasionally I'll just take any big fluffy brush. This doesn't actually have any product on it, it's just obviously what's been picked up from blending over my eye. I just like to blend the edges just to make sure everything is nice and seamless. With this colour I am going to take it along the lash line slightly as well. I'm going to go in with this colour right here, it's called Reckless. It's just a really, really deep purple. I'm going to take this on a Zoeva 230 brush. It looks like this, it's a really small pencil brush. We're just going to do the exact same thing, but we're not going to take it up as high. So I'm just going to start on the outer corner of the lash line. And just blend that in onto the lash line like so. And we're just going to keep building this colour up now because we obviously want it to be nice and dark and smoky, and flicking that up as well into the wing. You do want to keep going back and forth as well. So this is again the brush that the Makeup Geek brush we use the lighter colours on. I'm not picking any extra product up yet, and I'm just blending the edge of that And then I'm just going to take this brush also from Zoeva. It is a 226 brush. It looks like this. It's just a really fine sort of smudgy brush. And I'm going to pick up the purple again, the darker one, Reckless, and I'm just going to concentrate this closer to the lash line. And then when we used Reckless on the pencil brush, I've not picked up any extra product, but I'm starting to just take that into the crease a tiny bit. And then blend out with the Makeup Geek brush, no extra product. So now I'm happy that that purple colour is on there and it's looking nice and, well, dark and smoky. We're getting that colour on there. I want to obviously deepen it up now. So I'm going to go in with the shade Lights Out. It's just the black eyeshadow in the palette. And I'm going to use the Anilis and Morphe, the Zoeva 226 brush again, which is what we were using the dark purple on before. And I'm just going to concentrate this really close to the lashes, just to make this nice and smoky. And also start to wing that out a little bit as well. So this is what we're looking like so far. So now that I'm happy, it's nice and dark and nice and smoky, we obviously want to get a bit of shimmer on there, like on this eye. So I'm going to be taking two shades. I'm going to literally just mix them together. So I'm going to be taking the shade Orchid, which is right here. And I'm also going to be taking the shade Inspire, which is right here. And I'm literally just going to mix them together on my brush, which is a Zoeva, what number is this? A 234 brush, which is just a flat shader brush. So I'm literally just going to pick both colours up on my brush. And we're just going to pat this on the lid. Being careful not to be going over the liner we've got here. And then just taking a little bit more fade on the Makeup Geek brush, just to make sure the crease is nice and blended out, there's not any shimmer that's going into the crease. And also just taking the really tiny pencil brush again, I'm not picking up any extra product, but I'm just going to blend over the liner again, just to make sure we've not got any of that shimmer on a nice smoky liner. And then all I'm going to do now, because obviously I do want this to be nice and sharp, so I wouldn't usually do this because a lot of the time if I do winged out I want it to be nice and like blended rather than like sharp, but on this occasion I do want a nice sharp line. So I'm literally just taking a makeup wipe and I'm just going to wipe upwards. Okay, so for lashes I'm going to go in with the Tatti Lash TL6, just because they do also have that winged out effect where they are shorter on the inner corner and longer on the outer, so they're going to help to give that sort of winged out facelift kind of look. That's what we're going for. We need a facelift without having surgery. Lashes just always make things look better, don't they? Oh my god, I look like I've got a proper egg head. I'm going to use the XX Revolution Cloud, is it? Cloud Complexion primer, that's what it's called. I've been loving this primer recently. It's just so nice. It feels really nice and smooth on the skin, and I don't know, my makeup's just been lasting quite a while with it on. Like it's not been like creasing and stuff, which is really nice. And it smells like coconut. So for foundation I'm going to mix two together because for some reason I never have a colour that matches me exactly. It's always either too light or it's too dark because it's my tan shade or like a really pale shade. So let's just mix two together. So I'm going to mix the Born This Way foundation in the shade Natural Beige with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate foundation in F6. Just going to dot this onto my skin. So I'm going to be blending this in with a PC19 brush from Peaches and Cream. I absolutely love the Peaches and Cream I need to stop talking as I'm doing it on my neck because my voice gets really weird. I love the peaches and cream brush. I nearly said blushes, brushes. They're like amazing. The face brushes. I mean, I've not really got many eye brushes. The only eye brush I've really got is the one I use for my base that I used on with the Plouise base. But the face brushes are just incredible. I'm going to do some cream bronzer now because I'm basically like contouring but with like more of a bronzy shade, so I call it a bronzer. I don't like actual contour because I think it looks too ashy, especially in person. It looks brilliant in photos, not in person. So bronzer. I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick. This is in the shade F13. So to blend it out on my nose, I'm just going to use this brush from Urban Decay. It's an E202, it just looks like that. I'm just like, oh my god, I almost dropped my mirror. That would not have been good. That would have been like 7 years bad luck. So yeah, I'm just going to blend that on my nose first. I just like to use a smaller brush on my nose. And I also use that same brush underneath my lip as well. I'm using a Peaches and Cream PC18 brush to do it. It just looks like this. And I'm not swiping it either because that's just going to lift up the foundation that's underneath. So I'm just patting it into the skin, like bouncing the brush onto the skin to blend it in. We got to make that 5-finger forehead look smaller because I have such a big forehead. When I was younger, I was like really insecure about how big my forehead was. So I used to have, I always used to have a fringe. Like at one point I had like a full fringe, but for like most of my teenage years, I had, you know, like the big swoopy fringe. Like I don't just mean like when people brought it from here and pinned it across here. I don't mean that. I mean like the big like really scene, emo, swoopy fringe, yeah. That was me in school. Now I'm just like middle parting, forehead on full show. I feel like I've grown into it a little bit. It's like still a big forehead, but I've grown into it a little bit. Now I'm looking nice and bronzy. Let's get some concealer underneath those eyes because we need to hide those bags. They don't look cute. Let's get rid of them. And I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate concealer to do that. This is just the shade C5. And to blend all the concealer, I'm going to be using a Peaches and Cream PC27, is it? Yeah, PC27 brush. Again, I'm not swiping, I'm bouncing it onto my skin. On my nose, again, I prefer to take a smaller brush. So this is just a Spectrum brush. I don't know the number it's worn off. It's just a little fluffy brush. And then underneath the eyes, I do go in with the bigger brush first. And then when there's less product there, I'll go in with a smaller brush just so I can get more precise and closer to the eye area. I'm just going to take the MAC Waterweight powder in, what shade is this? It's just in the shade Light Plus. This is just to set underneath my eyes. Oh, and I'm using a Peaches and Cream PC04 brush. So before I do the rest of my skin, I'm just going to finish off the eyes. So I'm going to go in with MAC's Feline Eye pencil. It's just a black eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to put that straight into the waterline. I actually do want that more like clean under eye area rather than smoking anything out below. So other than that, other than the eyeliner in the waterline, I'm just going to put some mascara on and that's my eyes done. Okay, so it's time to finish off the skin. So I know we've got on our cream contour, cream bronzer, whatever you want to call it, but we need more bronzer because I need to look bronzier, basically. So I'm going to go in with Chaos from XX Revolution, which looks like this. It's a nice caramel shade. And I'm going to go in with my trusty MAC 135 brush, which I love for bronzer. I'm just putting it in the same place as we put the cream, over the nose slightly. Obviously the hairline. Gotta carry on making that forehead look smaller. I'm also going to be putting it like here on the temples, so it's sort of being dragged from the eyeshadow. And this is why I didn't do my brows first, by the way. This is going to help make it look even smokier. So for blush, I'm going to go in with Hush Tone from MAC. Oh my god, I almost dropped that. I'm so clumsy today. It looks like this. It's one of their extra dimension blushes. If you've not seen their extra dimension blushes, seriously look at them. Like, some of them look a bit crazy because they're really bright or really dark, but when you put them on the skin, they're actually quite sheer because they've got more of a shimmer to them and they look amazing. And I'm just going to use a Real Techniques blush brush. I just like to drag mine back into my bronzer. I know some people do it like apples of the cheeks, like right here, but I don't like that. I feel like it makes my face look fuller, and that's not the look I really want to go for personally. So I just sort of bring mine back into my bronzer instead, and you can see the glow on these is amazing. Just like with the bronzer, I always take a little bit over the nose just so it looks more cohesive. For highlight, I'm just going to go in with Oh Darling from MAC. Ignore that pan because that looks disgusting. And I'm going to go in with the Peaches and Cream PC28 brush. Let's get glowy. I just love a highlighter that looks like wet on the skin. Like, I don't like highlighters that look like chunky glitter. Not a fan of those, but highlighters that just look wet. They're a bit of me. Obviously on the tip of the nose, the Cupid's bow. Just make yourself look like a Tin Man. That's what I do. Before I forget and do my lips and then think I'm done, I'm just going to do my brows. And all I'm going to do is, I'm not really filling them in, I'm just going to go in with like any brow gel I'll do, but I'm going to go in with the MAC False Lash Maximizer because this just holds them in place. So brush it through and then press them flat against the skin to make them look fluffier. And then just to finish off, let's do a lip. So I find when you've done like more of a purple smoky eye, a pinky nude complements it so, so nicely. I'm going to apply Spice Lip Pencil from MAC. And then I'm going to go in with Myth, also from MAC, which is, we all know it's a very light nude, but with a dark lip pencil it actually looks really nice. And for gloss, I'm just going to go in with Fairy Floss from Colourpop. And there we go, guys, that is the finished look. What do we think? Do we love? Do we hate? Yeah, I absolutely love this actually. I've not done like this kind of look for a while. Something that's like still got that pop of colour there, but it's a lot more wearable. As I said in my last video, I've obviously been doing a lot more like Instagram makeup recently, which isn't very wearable. It's like lots of different cut creases and like multicolours and stuff like that. So what I've been doing recently makeup wise hasn't been very wearable on my Instagram. So it's been a while since I've done like, especially since I've done like a colourful look that is wearable. But I'm living for it. I'm living for my skin too. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you like this look. Let me know if you are going to be recreating it. If you do and you take any photos, make sure you tag me on Instagram. My Instagram is elle.leigh.xo, but I'll leave it on the screen somewhere. So go follow me on Instagram because, you know, why not? I obviously post a lot more makeup on there than I do on here because filming and editing does take a while, so I obviously don't film a tutorial on every single look that I do. So if you do want to see more looks, especially if you want to see some like crazy Instagram like makeup looks, then head over to my Instagram account. Let me know if you do want me to do a tutorial on those kind of like Instagram like looks. I always feel like people wouldn't want a tutorial on them because they're not wearable, so why would people want to watch a tutorial on it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you want me to do a tutorial on more of like an Instagram glam, crazy, colourful, cut crease, whatever. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, anyways, that's all for today. So all I will say is please make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and make sure you click that little subscription box down below as well. And also, I never actually say this, but click the little bell button as well, because then you'll get notified every single time that I post. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.